Nala ni app ya kufanya miamala. Nala ya Afrika ilofika mpaka nje ya bara. Yo.
Hello everybody, welcome to the first Nala Lounge event in Europe. This is taking place in Paris. Nala is a new kind of money transfer for Africans worldwide. Born in Africa, built for you. My name is Noah for those who don't know me. Download Nala application now and get 10 euros when you send a minimum of 50 euros using the link below or the promo code NALA10. And don't forget to like and share this video with family and friends. Today from Nala I have Esabi, a backend engineer, Consolata, a community lead manager, and Emily, the growth manager. Welcome to Paris.
My name is CK, and at Nala I work as a community lead. And what that means is I'm there with the community, interacting with the community. So you guys, we can see each other. If you deal with events, if you've got anything, any kind of ideas you want us to work with you guys, let me know. And yeah, thank you so much for coming. Thanks so much for your time. And we are actually very fortunate to be here. And I mean, France is our first launching in Europe. So we're very honored to be here, and thank you so much. And yeah, enjoy yourselves and yeah.
Thank you.
Habari, bonjour. Mimi naitwa Esabi, natokea Tanzania. Naishi Nice, kabila Nice hapa Ufaransa. Na mimi ni backend engineer Nala. Nafurahi sana kuwaona wote hapa kwa nani, na nimefurahi sana kwa sababu kuna Tanzania hapa. Na sijapata nafasi ya kukutana na Tanzania wengi Ufaransa, kwa hiyo nimefurahi sana. Nashukuru.
Thank you, Sabi. Here installation anaweza kuwasaidia information if you have something nataka functionalities waongezee, we are ready to do that. Just say it and it will be done if it's possible. Lakini na Nala everything is possible. Sindio? So now I'm going to invite Emily. Alafu atawaambia kazi yake ni nini, anaongea Kiswahili vizuri alafu atawafanyia presentation kidogo about Nala.
Okay, thanks Noah. Hello everyone. Mimi ni Emily, natoka Nala. I lead the growth team at Nala, so it's a real pleasure to be with you guys tonight, and thank you for coming and being willing to learn a little bit about Nala and what we're trying to build, which is what I'll share with you guys now. Tonight is our French launch, so so you can go to the next slide. I'll start off with just a video about our founder Benjamin, who couldn't be here tonight but really wanted to be. So this is a little bit of the background of Nala's story.
Every African deserves a chance to turn their dreams into reality. It takes drive, commitment, and resilience to make it happen. All qualities we African people have plenty of. Financial support from family and friends can make a huge difference too. Last year, $48 billion was sent from overseas to family and friends in sub-Saharan Africa. Every cent given was earned by people who decided that while missing family would be hard, missing opportunity would be harder. People living far from home, motivated by a vision of the future they wanted to build for their loved ones. Naitwa Benjamin, founder of Nala. I grew up in Tanzania and watched how mobile payments transformed the world around me. I wanted to participate. I left my home to pursue opportunities granted by those who believed in me. I was afforded scholarships to study at some of the best universities in the world, and got the chance to work for some of the people I used to read about in newspapers. To this day, I feel incredibly blessed and grateful for those who have supported my journey. Returning to Tanzania, I had one burning question on my mind. How do we bring those same opportunities to millions of people across the continent I love? Africa is the most expensive continent in the world to send money to. Of the 48 billion that was sent, we lost 3.3 billion on fees last year. It doesn't need to be this way. And we believe it's time for something better. In 2018, we launched a personal finance app, which now has more than 250,000 users in Tanzania and Uganda. We've grown an incredible community who've helped us understand what really matters when it comes to mobile money. Now, we're taking the same approach to building our new money transfer app, Nala Money Transfer. It's our sole focus to help you get the most from every cent you send or receive. A global community of Africans will build the foundation for this movement. We're often underestimated, pushed aside, told to wait for others to solve our problems. It's time to change the narrative around our future. That's what Nala represents.
Great, so that should give you a little bit of flavor of what we're trying to do at Nala. We're trying to build a bank for Africans globally. So we started, as you can see, with a mobile money product and started in Tanzania, and that's when we moved on to our current product, which is the money transfer app. But that's just the start of what we're trying to build. It all kind of comes back to this experience that Benji had, as an individual, of kind of understanding that based on his work at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, there are so many people around the world that are trying to solve the problems from his home and from Africans' homes that, it really should be built kind of by Africans as well. So next slide, please. In 2018, so they launched the first product in Dar es Salaam, which grew really, really quickly. It had over 250,000 users in its first couple of years. Next slide. But what we realized is that it didn't have the impact that we wanted to have. So just one of the insights that kind of came from this first product was, next slide, that one of the biggest barriers to economic development in Africa is the fees and the cost of moving money into and out of Africa. So the upwards of 10% fees that individuals here are paying in this room, or even for businesses that are trying to do trade with Africa, is a massive barrier to the development. And so that's what led us to our current product, where we're trying to solve that problem. When it comes to who's building Nala, the answer is, on the next slide, that you are. So we really believe that the community of people here in this room who are giving us feedback about the product, who are asking us what they want us to build next, is exactly what goes into the development and the direction for Nala. And I'm going to talk about some of the specific things that we're building in later slides. But if you guys have ideas here, I got a bunch of ideas last night as well. So those will be coming in future kind of iterations of this presentation as well. So we are an African company with a global team. And what this means for us at Nala is that we like to take the best talent from Africa together with people from the United States, from the UK, from Europe, to match together kind of the breadth and the richness of experience that comes with people who know the ecosystem of mobile money and the economies in Africa, with people who have built neobanks and other tech companies as well. So our team are alumni from these companies and organizations, which you might be familiar with. So we try to kind of draw together that world-class expertise to build the best possible product. This is a photo of our team from our last trip to Nairobi. We have an office actually in Kenya. Over a third of our company are based in Nairobi, actually. You can see a couple familiar faces. You see Asebi right there in the center. You see CK is sort of back on the right there. But this is what our team looks like now. And we've actually almost doubled since this photo was taken 7 or 8 months ago. So coming back to kind of the way that we're trying to build the product. Next slide. Safety and going through the proper compliance measures are super important to us. So we are registered under the FCA and the Financial Services Register across the UK and in Europe and in the United States. We have the maximum level of protection because when it comes to money, and especially the money that you're sending home, it's important that it's as secure as possible. So how are things going? Some of the things that we're looking to build next. So this was our very first event in August of 2021. I guess that was about 1.5 years ago in London. So we started in the UK, and as you know, we're just coming to Europe. So we had a community there of mainly East Africans. On the next slide. Since then, we've done a ton of other events in the UK, similar to this one tonight, to kind of get to know people and understand a little bit more about how we can improve the way that we're building Nala in our roadmap. Recently, last year, actually in April, we launched Nala in the US. So that brought us from, we were just in the UK at that time, to opening up to US users. And then next slide. Now, of course, we're live in Europe. So the markets that we currently service are the UK, the EU, and US, to Rwanda, Uganda, Tanzania, Ghana, and Kenya. And when it comes to the way that we're thinking about building Nala as a product, it's across 3 different areas. One is geographic expansion, so being able to reach more people, reach more of the diaspora. The second one is product innovation. So actually, whereas a lot of money transfer services have just stayed as money transfer services since their inception, we're really trying to add more value by innovating in the product space, and I'll talk a little bit about that as well. And the third thing is, just on this slide as well, is like really improving the quality of product. So that comes down to rates, that comes down to reliability, that comes down to communication, and all of these things. So you can rest assured that 99% of your transfers with Nala are delivered instantly. The other thing that we believe in is transparency in finance. And so what this looks like for us is within the app itself, you can compare Nala's rates to some of the leading competitors. So you no longer have to go across all of your different apps. You can open up in Nala, even if we're not the best rate, we'll tell you who is so that you can get the best rate. So on the next slide, I think these might not have been updated, this slide, but Nala's rate today for Kenya is 140, and I think for Tanzania it's 25. Maybe CK, if you can double check that. So I'll circle back on that. But you'll be able to check the rates directly against World Remit in the app. So we also offer bank transfers to Kenya, bank transfers as well as mobile money transfers, and Lipa na M-Pesa. So if you want to pay directly to a till number or a bill number to kind of solve for some of the leakage that can happen when you're sending money home, now Nala enables you to pay directly to the Lipa na M-Pesa number as well. So what is coming next? Peer-to-peer transfers. So peer-to-peer, what that means is basically like within like this room right here, for example, if you want to send somebody €5 and have them send it to home, or what you want to basically just transferring euros to euros within the Nala app, that's something that we're actually opening up within the next month. Or you'll also be able to transfer to people within the United States and the UK as well, using just a username. Next slide, please. Thanks. And another thing that we hear really frequently from customers is when the rate is really good, you'll send a big chunk of money to your account or to your relative's account so that you can have kind of store it there for whenever you need it. You'll send more money. So currently we have wallets in your current account, but one of the things that we want to build is you'll be able to transfer and hold money when the rate is really good within your Nala wallet in Tanzanian shillings or Kenyan shillings or Rwandan francs as well. This is the biggest request that we get all the time is wanting to be able to send money back from Africa to France. So this is something that takes quite a bit of time, and the reason is licensing. So it can take between 6 months and 2 years to get the proper licenses to be able to send money back from Africa to France. I think this wasn't quite updated, but we actually recently, a couple days ago, got the license in Tanzania actually to be able to do that. So in the next couple of months, we're going to be building the capabilities to be able to send money through Nala from Tanzania back to France and our other send markets. Actually on the previous slide, there's a couple other things that we're looking to build, including savings accounts with interest and a few other ideas. So if you guys have ideas for things that you want, please let us know, things you want us to bump up. We have applied for the licenses actually already in Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, and I think Rwanda as well, I'm not sure, to be able to send money back from Africa. So we're working on that. But if you have other ideas for things that you want, let us know tonight and we'll talk to the team. Sabi's going to be building all this stuff single-handedly, so you can... Cool. So how can you get involved with Nala? So the number one thing is feedback on the app. We actually love hearing about the problems that you guys have in the app, not because we want you to have problems, but because it gives us an opportunity to fix it. So there's actually a Nala France group. If you guys have any issues with the app, you can also reach out to Mama Nala in the app directly, who is the customer support. But if there's, again, things that are pain points for you, things that we could be doing better, yeah, do not hesitate to drop me a line, give me a call, whatever, or CK or a Sebi as well. That really helps us become better as a company. Second thing is hiring. So we are hiring across a number of different areas of the organization, including engineering, growth, partnerships. So if you are interested in working for Nala, you can go to nala.com/careers. It's basically on our home website, and check out some of the roles that we have open if you'd like to work with us. So crowdfunding campaign. So Nala is a startup. We're a tech company. The last time that we raised money was January of 2022. That was a seed round of funding. We're going to be looking at raising our next round of funding probably later this year. And we really want to make sure that Africans are owners of Nala. So we're going to be opening up first to our users and our customers to be able to invest in Nala in our crowdfunding campaign before anyone else. So this opportunity, if you're a Nala user, rest assured you will find out about it. But we would love for you to also share in our success. Yep, next slide. Great. So ultimately, like Nala, we really kind of breathe this is powered by you guys and it's built by us. And it's such a pleasure to be here tonight. I feel lucky, like, CK and I get to do this stuff all the time, but it's great to have a Sebi here because, there's 60 other people, or about 75 people, there's 60 other people that don't really get to come and meet you guys and kind of be a part of this and hear how it's working or not working. So, so it is a real great pleasure of mine. And I appreciate you guys coming as well. So we believe that sending money should be as simple as sending a text message, and I hope that you will find the product value speaks for itself in that sense. So I'll just close out with kind of our most recent campaign, which is a follow-on to the first one around why we do what we do at Nala.
Payments in Africa are 1% built. Africa is home to over 1.3 billion people. By the end of 2021, just 6 African countries supported real-time payments. Only 5% of payments were made through digital channels, the rest in cash. On average, we lose 9% on fees every single time we send money. Africa is still the most expensive continent in the world to send money to. We all deserve better. 1 year ago, I set out on a mission to change this. I had a small talented team with collective ambitions to increase economic opportunity for Africans across the globe. Fast forward to 2022, we've integrated over 300 banks and 20 mobile money services in Africa. We've grown a world-class team of 60 incredible people from over 18 different countries. We've launched Nala in the United States, and Nala users are now sending millions of dollars with us every month. We've built this movement from the ground up, shoulder to shoulder with you, the community we serve. A community of dreamers and entrepreneurs. A community of providers, proud relatives, and loved ones who are worth the struggle. We're building the rails for greatness, and there's so much more to be done. Payments in Africa are 1% built. Let's go.
And with that, Asante-san, I hope you enjoyed some drinks and food tonight. And will I be handing it back to you, Noah?
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you, Emily, for your wonderful presentation. And now we are going to move to the question answer session with our guests.
So you are dealing direct to the banks?
Yes, yeah. So we partner with
Banks in Africa?
all the banks in Tanzania, all the banks in Kenya. Yeah.
So that if I want to send money in my account in Kenya,
Yeah.
I can use you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Bank transfer, mobile money. Yeah. Bank transfer is not instant. By the way, it takes, depending on the bank hours. So if you send it at 5 p.m. on a Friday, it might not get there till Monday. But yeah, of course, normal bank integrations for sure. Yeah, and all of our transfers are free on mobile money, and it's €1 for our bank transfers.
When you're talking of transferring money, okay, like the world is going wide. What about Bitcoins in Nala?
Yeah, so our view on Nala, so we don't currently deal with any Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. I mean, personally, I think it has a lot of potential, but we're mainly like still kind of more on the traditional like banking infrastructure, yeah, so we don't have any dealings with Bitcoin yet.
It's probably something that can be answered with a quick Google search, but the 1% bills, is that M-Pesa or?
No, well, it's sort of this idea that 99% of payments infrastructure is for Africa is yet to be built. So there's only 1% there of what will be the full kind of facilitating payments infrastructure. And that's sort of like what we're trying to do now at Nala. Like right now we only really have the payments to send money to Africa from our receive countries. But there's so much more that we want to do, and that's why we're kind of building some of these new products and kind of starting again with the market expansion, but also like product expansion and real like innovation. And also, it's like some of these problems are so straightforward, like being able to send money back from Kenya or Tanzania. Like, why doesn't that exist yet? And it just, it makes you feel that there's so much potential that is yet to be done. Yeah.
Just to understand that the 1%. It means for the moment we are at 1%, but
yes.
We can go up to 100%. So we are exploiting the 1% for the moment, but we can exploit up to 100%. If I get it correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
For example, I send money by using Nala to Tanzania, maybe like 2,000 euro, and then after sending, I realized that I did a mistake. Maybe I missed one number, that was the wrong number. How could Nala help me back to have my money back?
Yeah, so sometimes if you make a mistake either sending to the wrong person or maybe you send a wrong amount, because the money, if we catch it in time, we can sometimes like stop the transfer. But if the transfer goes through and is actually paid out to the person on the other side, it does become challenging to get it back. What we can do is we can work with either the local bank or the local like mobile money provider to see if we can get the money from that person. And internally at Mama Nala, like we will help you with that. It's not a guarantee, unfortunately, that you will always get the money back, just because if it's just an user error or something, it is kind of hard to ensure that mistake doesn't happen. What we are thinking about doing is making sure that we have controls on for example, in the app, if you enable your contacts, all of the people that you might send money to might already pop up, so there's less errors in terms of who you could be sending to, but I'll think about that question on the amount, just to, maybe there's some more. Yes.
I wanted to know the limit, the maximum limit
yep.
you can send with Nala.
Yeah, 5,000 euros.
Another question?
Yes, my question is about whether it's going to be possible one day to have a feature where we could make monthly payments. So, for example, if you're paying for an insurance policy,
you want it to be scheduled, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, scheduled payments is definitely something. So in the app right now, we have a feature that not very many people know about, but you can just swipe to repeat the transaction. So if it's one that you do monthly, you could just do that. But to your request about scheduled payments, it is something that we've talked about. And it's something that's in the pipeline. So it's not kind of like immediately coming up in the next probably like 4 to 6 weeks. But that's something that I could, how many people would like scheduled payments? Oh, wow, okay. Watch this space. Okay. Sebi, we need scheduled payments. Yes.
I have a mobile money because when I transact, I don't have I can't press the statement. Yeah. I don't have the statement. I can't press what I did and so on. Which I have with the bank. So I'd like to have a possibility where I can have a statement.
So actually in the app you are able to go into your profile and download a monthly statement. But one thing that we've also been thinking about is we could email you, if you opted in, we could email you a monthly statement as well.
Okay. Go ahead, please.
The thing is, I want to grow with Nala. Yeah? Nala is growing. Now the question is, when should I be expecting?
Nice.
I would say look towards this fall probably. Yeah. So I can't give like any exact dates, but yeah, this year probably is a good time. And then there, of course, will be more opportunities.
So start by downloading the app and then get updates. The next question.
I'm saying just a follow-up on this question.
Yes.
Now that in fall you're going to give your clients an opportunity to invest in Nala, I was just wondering, how does the shareholding structure look?
That's a good question. I'm not exactly sure about the shareholding structure for this like particular raise. You know, we haven't necessarily kicked off the process yet, but yeah, I'm sure like more info to come. I don't know yet right now.
Is it possible to invest already?
Not at the moment. It's not possible to invest, but we're venture capital backed. So we're backed by Excel and Bessemer, and we're lucky to be backed by some of the world's like top 1% venture capital firms. So right now that's kind of the structure of our financing. Yeah.